Hi, welcome to our daily encounter. Today we find the Israelites in dire straits again. The Philistines have risen up against them, and Saul has an army of about 3,000 people. But the Philistines come at him with 30,000 chariots and 6,000 horsemen, and soldiers as numerous as the sands on the seashore. And so the Israelites are scared out of their minds. And Saul was supposed to wait for Samuel for 7 days at Gilgal. And he was supposed to wait there. Samuel was going to come. But Saul doesn't want to wait anymore. And so he has them bring him the burnt offering and the peace offerings. And he offers them up himself. And Samuel rebukes him for this when he does show up. And basically tells him, you lost the kingdom because of this action. And so we see Saul doing something sinful, going against the commandment of the Lord because he became impatient. And this isn't the only example of people growing impatient and then transgressing the law of the Lord found in scriptures. If you remember, we read about this happening in the wilderness. When Moses went up on the mountain to receive the law from the Lord, he was up there for 40 days. And the people began to look around and say, hey, where's Moses? We don't know what happened to him. Let's make this golden calf. And we'll say that this is the God that brought us out of Egypt. And so, of course, that ended and didn't end well for the Israelites in that situation. But we see this happening quite often, and maybe we even see this happening in our own lives. Maybe there's times that we become very impatient with the Lord. And we begin to take matters into our own hands. Maybe there's something that you've been praying for a long time. Maybe it's for growth in your church that you attend. Maybe it's in some other type of activity you've been wanting to engage in for the Lord. Or it could be any area of your life. And days pass, weeks pass, months pass. And you begin to look around and say, is the Lord ever going to come? Is the Lord ever going to help me? And so the temptation is to go outside God's commandment, outside of what God really wants for us, and to take the matters into our own hands, or to try to go out in our own strength to accomplish whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish. There is great virtue in being patient and waiting on the Lord. It's when we become impatient with the Lord that we show that we don't really trust Him. In Isaiah chapter 40, it tells us the great blessing that comes for those who wait on the Lord, or another way to put it, those who trust in the Lord. He says, verse 31, "Yet those who wait for the Lord will gain new strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not get tired. They will walk and not become weary." Being able to wait on the Lord, to wait on Him in trust and dependence, knowing that He is faithful to deliver us from our enemies, or deliver the answer to our prayer, or whatever it is that we need from the Lord, to be able to just wait on Him and see it through to the end. That's something that we need to have in our own lives. If we don't, we leave ourselves susceptible to doing things contrary to His will and contrary to His desire for us. Now, it's not that we shouldn't work with the Lord and work in the strength and the power of the Lord as we engage in certain activities, but to go out presumptuously, just assuming the Lord is with us, without prayer, without preparation, without anything, and just going out and trying to make things happen on our own, it's not going to turn out good for us. We have a better example of Jonathan in our reading when he decided with his armor bearer that he was going to go up against some Philistines. He said, with the Lord, it doesn't matter what the numbers are. The Lord can conquer with few just as much as He can with a lot. Jonathan did the right thing in that instance. He waited for a sign from the Lord. Even though he was bold, even though he was full of faith, even though he was full of zeal, he didn't just presumably just run into the Philistines' camp and start attacking them. He waited to see, okay, is this of the Lord? And there was a test that he had to determine whether it was of the Lord. And once he had that all figured out, then he went in boldness and in faith and ended up defeating the Philistines. Him and his armor bearer basically took out 20 Philistines all by themselves. And so that's the right approach to take. Wait on the Lord, wait in prayer, wait until you have a clear idea of what he wants for you, and then go out in faith, then go out in boldness and do it. Peter is a good example of this as well. We a lot of times think of him stepping out of the boat and walking on the water as kind of an impulsive thing, but if you remember, he asked first before he did. He said, Lord, if it's you, let me go out and let me go out onto the water as well. And so he asked, and the Lord gave him permission, and then he stepped out on the water. We always need to wait on the Lord, wait till we have clear direction, wait in prayer, but then when we have all of that, to go out then in boldness and in faith. Well, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope it was helpful to you guys. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.